Hi everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great Small. I've got Jake.
Hello.
And today we're going to be doing another game of Black Seas.
Yes, we've already had one, and now we're back for more.
So if you haven't seen the first battle report of Black Seas, we'll put a link up on the screen. Go check that one out first because we'll have some spoiler alerts. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
You lost last time.
I did lose.
But it was a close thing.
Was it? I don't think it was.
I guess it could have been closer. It could have been more of a blowout.
That's not. It could have been worse.
It came down to one
which is why
salvo.
it was close.
If you would have hit with that one salvo.
Yeah, that was still. I don't even want to talk about it.
That was funny.
This is a new day.
A new day.
Only happy thoughts. And
So the Royal Navy is back out on the high seas looking for revenge, and they
against the Americans.
Against the Americans.
I think this is a completely different situation.
But they're bringing something new.
Yes, I painted up the victory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to destroy you with a very awesome ship, 104 gun ship.
Yep, the Victory is the largest British ship
Yep.
that you can get, and it's a named ship. We're going to be playing with named ships. We're going to be playing with upgrades. So we'll be doing a lot. So why don't you go over your whole list? You've got the Victory.
Yes, so it's pretty easy. I only have 3 ships. So I have the Victory is my first rate. I have a third rate ship with an upgrade on it. I haven't decided fully yet, but once we get to the board, I'll tell you what that upgrade is. And then I have 1 frigate, and that's the entire list. That is 1,000 points with my 20-point upgrade of whatever I choose. Basically, I ended up taking the Victory because you were playing at 1,000 points, and I had to get to 1,000 points faster. And with the fleet that you saw in the first battle report, that's only like 750-ish points. So with these 3 ships, I can easily hit 1,000 with it. And I also am painting up 2 more third rates. So total, I'll have like 3 third rates, and then I could do a lot more and get to the higher point levels with that.
The other alternative route you could have gone would have been upgrades.
Yes.
You know, if you take veteran crews and upgrades on your ships, you could easily
I just
make up
didn't
that
want to
250
worry
points.
about more rules in different places.
I, however, am worrying or taking on some more
Lots
rules.
of rules.
So I'm taking on my Americans this time. My French, giddy from their last victory, have gone back to port and are celebrating. Woo!
That is how they celebrate. Woo!
And the Americans are out on the high seas. I guess you're looking for people to impress and get on your ship, so you're going to pick on the Americans. So I'm bringing...
Got to get them back into the fold.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, so I'm taking the USS Constitution, the greatest warship ever.
So you saw my named ship, and you're like, oh, I need a named ship now.
And not only did I see that, I'm taking 2 named ships. I'm also taking the USS United States.
That seems over-excessive.
So those are 2 of the American super frigates.
So what do they do? What are their fancy powers?
I don't remember off the top. I think the Constitution, if it passes a skill test, it can have the damage it takes.
Oh, okay.
Because of old Ironsides.
That's pretty cool.
And I don't think the United States has a very exciting role. Then I've got 1 just regular frigate. I forget which one it is, the Constellation. And that one I'm buying an upgrade, an 80-point upgrade, which is overgunned. So that adds a heavy and light cannon to both of my broadsides.
Cool.
And as an American, that upgrade is cheaper. Instead of 100 points, upgrades are very expensive in this game.
Yeah.
The Americans can take it for 80 points, which is still the cost of a brig.
Yeah, it's still a lot of points.
So I'm giving up 4 heavy cannons to add 2 heavy cannons and 2 light cannons to my frigate. I don't know if it's a good trade-off. It's probably not, but it's more to the theme of the Americans. Then I have another frigate which does not have any upgrades and 1 brig. So that gets me to my 1,000 points.
Cool.
So we're just going to be doing a straight-up fleet battle. We don't know. This might be over, balanced poorly by lots of third and first rates versus frigates, one way or another. But we don't know because we haven't played this game much.
Once was not enough. We just know third rates do a really good job at killing stuff.
They're very good. So it'll be interesting because your Victory, though, is really, really slow.
Yes, super slow.
And none of my ships are slower than 5.
Yeah.
So all of my ships are pretty speedy.
Yeah, so you'll definitely be the more maneuverable one.
So can I take advantage of that maneuverability and get you in a place where it's going to hurt?
Yep.
So we'll see. The Victory also has an obscene amount of hit points. So
Yeah,
We'll have
lots
to
of
see
hit
how that
points
goes.
and lots of guns.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go, guys. We'll come back with the board set up and the mission in just a moment. All right. Somewhere on the high seas, two fleets meet.
Yep.
Normally, the Americans have been running away from the British,
Cowards.
but on this day, the Americans stand up and say, "No more. We will not bow to you and your tyranny."
Then I will crush you.
Okay, good enough. We're going to be playing Scenario 12, Pitched Battle. Now, this recommends 2,000 points on a 4x6 table, but we're playing with 1,000 points, so we are doing a 4x4 table. Our battle mat, I forget where this one is from, but it's a good one. And so basically, this is going to go to 15 turns, or until a fleet has lost half its number of ships. It doesn't say whether you round up or round down. I'm assuming we round up, or else you just lose one ship and you would run away. So we'll say you have to lose 2 ships.
That would be about.
And then you get points for sinking, or disabling, or capturing ships. But really, that's about it. We have our deployment already done, so I'll show you guys that now. We have the Congress here. That's the frigate that's got the overgunned upgrade. We've got the Constitution. We've got the United States. We've got our generic. Actually, I might have that backwards. That's the Constellation. So that's my generic 5th rate. And then I have my brig over here. And then over on that side, Jake, what do you have?
We have our Victory in the middle. We have the newly named Triumphant.
Triumphant, okay.
Just gonna name all my ships after some type of winning.
That's being motivated.
And then this frigate,
That
who has no name.
he has to earn his name.
Exactly.
All right, we rolled off for wind already. It could have either been blowing this way or this way. We didn't know when we were deploying, which makes us deploy kind of in the center, unless you want to really risk it. You could have stacked everything in that corner and been in really good shape, or in that corner and been in a lot of trouble. So, all right, so the way that this game works, just to remind you guys, is we don't go back and forth activating ships. Alternatively, we activate ships in wind order. So basically, the ships that are upwind. So like this guy's going to go first. It'll probably end up being every other ship, just because of the way we deployed.
Looks like it. But
We're going to start. I'll activate him, and then we'll go. Whoever's closest to the wind activates next. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move him. We'll be right back. All right, so he basically turned, went upwind, turned again. He's at full sails, Jake. So it looks like was that your 3rd rate?
Yes, the Triumphant.
The Triumphant is going next. And his ship, I forgot your name.
Triumphant.
Triumphant.
Come on, man.
Kind of did the same thing, just not as cool. What we're going to do, since this is kind of like a setup turn, I think we're just going to do all our movement for this turn and then come back and explain what we've done. Because I don't imagine there's going to be much, if any, shooting. All right, movement is done. I remembered, I checked the bag. This mat is from Frontline Gaming. So they were very nice to send it to us last year, and it's one of my favorite water mats. I really like what it does. Yeah. It looks a lot more blue on my camera than it does in real life, but I think it looks really cool. All right, so basically we repositioned. Most of my fleet just kind of sidled over by moving forward, turning, moving, turning back. So they're all 180 degrees. He's the only one who did not move over. He just went ahead full sails. So all of my ships are at full sails.
Yep.
And over there, what'd you do, Jake?
Basically the same thing to you. I just can't keep it as clean as you can because he's so slow.
He is.
So these guys went full sails, and then he went battle sails.
Yeah, and just to remind people that the Victory only moves 3 inches per move. So even at full sails, you're going 9 inches.
She's slow.
Whereas a frigate going battle sails, it goes 10 inches.
Yeah.
So she's slow, and she doesn't turn as sharp.
Yeah.
She turns
the yellow notch. Which
yeah,
is new.
30 degrees instead of 45.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. And then these markers here just denote that a ship has gone, if you're curious about those. So we're going to go ahead and set up for turn 2. There's no shooting. We could have shot our bow chasers, but we don't want to give up our first turn shooting bonus.
Yeah, because it's better there. Although on the victory, it's really depressing because my bow chasers, I have 2 heavy cannons, so it's kind of sad not shooting 2 heavy cannons.
Well, so you could have shot like 3 heavy cannons and a light cannon.
I have no light cannon facing forward. So.
No, it adds that die.
Oh, just to the shot.
To the shot.
It's still not worth it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to turn 2. All right, so first things first, Jake, let's check the wind. Do we have a change in the wind? No, we don't. Everything stays the same. So, that frigate's going to activate first, then him, then I think these 2 are going to be going.
Yeah, looks like it.
Then the victory here, there. Okay. All right, so this is going to be an interesting turn because I'm sure we're going to have some shooting.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll capture you.
This turn? Wow, that's ambitious.
Well, I am a cocky American. All right.
All right, move your ships.
Alright, so as my frigate is sailing this way, I'm going to do a fire as she bears. So I'm targeting the victory. So you are beyond 10 inches. So normally you're hit on a 5. Everyone's hit on a 5. That goes to a 3. Actually, fire as she bears takes it to a 1.
Yep.
Then I am American, so that takes it to a 2. And you are large, which takes it to a 3. So I'm looking for a 3. And this is my first time shot with this ship, so I'm getting to add basically an extra heavy cannon. So I'm looking for 3s, but really I want to farm 1s. If I could send the victory out of control, that would be awesome.
That would be sad.
Well,
wow, that was amazing.
We got 3 hits, so we're off to a good start. So that's 6 damage to the victory. And then at the end of that movement, that frigate's turning back 180 with the wind. Doing 6 points. I'm quite happy. The victory has 115, so I need to start whittling away at some point. But that's
the fact that you hit with all of them,
I know, right?
Makes me so angry.
All right, so your third rate, the
Triumphant.
It's
not that hard to remember, man.
Goes next. All right, so you did a little zig and then a zag.
Yep.
You're gonna fire on my frigate with no name.
Yep.
So it is going to be, I'm normally hit on a 5. We're starting with a 5.
You're small, so it goes to 4.
No, I'm not a small.
Oh.
I'm a medium. So it might just be 5. So,
well,
but
5s and then +1 because I'm British.
So you get a 4.
Yep.
And I think that's the only modifier.
Well, no, +1's good, so it goes to a 6.
Oh yeah, you need 6s.
Yes.
And basically you get to add 1 heavy and 1 light because it's your first salvo of the game. Alright, so Jake's firing all those dice.
Yep.
Needing some
6s.
Sweet 6s.
Or what is it?
6 unders.
Yeah, 1 through 6.
Alright, well, I see some good hits there.
I think I only missed a 1.
Alright, so the black dice, your carronades are 3 damage each.
Yep, so that's 3, 6,
And then the blue dice
7, 8, 9,
are
10,
2 each.
11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16.
16 damage, that's pretty good. That's almost half. That takes him down from 36 hull to 20.
Nice.
And since Jake rolled 2 1s, he's got 2 critical hits. So go ahead and throw me 2 d6, please. A 3 and a 3. So it is a rudder steering hit, which is good for you, because I might go any kind of wobbly direction. So we put one of these rudder hit tokens next to it. And that's his shooting done.
Yep.
Alright, the Constitution's going to fire on your third rate. You ready for this, Jake?
Yep.
Alright, so it's all this dice. We did the initial broadside calculation already. I'm going to hit you on a 5 normally. It's going to go up to 6 because you're big.
Yep.
It's going to go up to 8 because I'm veteran. So here we go. There's no other modifiers. I'm not within 3 inches, which would be sweet, but that's not going to happen. Alright, here we go.
Some zeros.
Zeros, lots of zeros. No 9s, so everything else here hits. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Now you can do Fire As She Bears if you would like.
Yes, I would like that.
Okay. Alright, so Fire As She Bears makes it harder to hit, so you're going to need 4s to hit. Let's see what you can do to Old Ironsides. So you got 2 hits there, a Carronade and a Heavy. That's not bad. 5 points of damage. On a skill test, I can have the damage because of Old Ironsides. Let's see if I can do that. So on a 4-up, I'm going to have that damage. So instead of 5 damage, it goes to 3 damage. Next up, you've got the Victory.
Let's see what you actually.
Oh, the...
Remember, I haven't moved far enough over like you did.
Oh, right. So that is the United States. Okay, the United States is firing on the Victory. It's going to be these dice because I get a couple of extra for my opening salvo. And I'm going to need 6s to hit you after all modifiers are added up. Are we ready for this?
Yep.
Okay, let's see some 6s. I really like to see some 1s.
How about some zeros?
I'm rolling some 0s and 9s. Alright, so we got 5 damage onto the Victory.
Okay.
Alright, the Victory is going to be firing its guns for the first time in anger at the USS Constitution.
Yep.
Wow, this is mind-blowing. You know, both of those ships still exist to this day.
Arguably the worst ship to be shooting at with your opening salvo because of your half damage thing. But
Well, if I roll it.
I don't really have a choice.
Alright, so let's see.
I would love to shoot at that guy, but I couldn't really make
He's
it.
rolling all of these dice, however, that's not even his bonuses for first-time salvo.
Yeah, this is just the normal.
And you're going to be hitting on 6s.
Yes.
I see a 1 in there. So get rid of... Oh, there's a 9, there's
2
a 0.
9s and oh, that looks like lots of the heavy guns. Oh,
Okay.
there's a 9.
So,
Okay, so it's 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so you get 11 so far and 1 critical. We'll remember that.
Yes.
And then you get 1 carronade, 1 heavy, and 2 light as your bonus.
Yes. 1 carronade. Okay, the bonus. I missed with all of it except 1 light.
Okay.
The lights did very well.
So here's what the Constitution needs is on a 4+ I can have that damage.
Yep.
Old Ironside save! Ah, no. So how much total?
I don't know. 7, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13, and then roll me up a critical.
Yep. 4.
Which is crew hit. If enough saying that, okay. I will automatically fail all skill tests I perform next activation. Which isn't a big thing.
Isn't your half damage a skill test?
It is. Okay. Crew hit. However, now I'm going to fire back at you as Fire As She Bears.
Yep.
So we'll figure that out. Alright, I'm going to need 7s. So let's see what I can do here. Hey, I finally got a critical hit on you. My carronades missed. That's too bad. That critical is going to be 2 gun deck hit. Excellent. Alright, so the gun hit, Jake's, what is that? Your starboard side battery is at -2 for each gun type until you get it repaired, which actually I don't think you even need to roll to repair. I think it just goes away at the end of your next activation.
Oops. That's already a very strong
it's
ability.
a very strong
you don't
ability.
need it lasting multiple turns.
So with the Victory gone, then this dude's going. Alright, the Constellation is going to be firing at the Victory. She's overgunned, and this is her opening salvo, so she's going to be throwing this many dice, and she's going to be needing 5s normally, 6s because you're large, 7 because I'm American.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, we got a couple of criticals, though. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, and 2 criticals. The first being a 6.
Fire.
Hey, which is good. Oh no, you don't have the ship on him. And then the next one, which is 4, which is gun battery, which is going to be your front gun battery. Yay.
Yay.
Oh, sorry, so that wasn't another gun hit. The 4 was a crew hit. And then we're doing the fire is a D10 additional damage because you are extra large.
Yeah.
For 7 more damage. So with that, it's going to be your frigate that goes next. All right, you moved your frigate here. She's going to be firing a raking shot on the bow of the United States. You're within 3, it looks like. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, because you were within 3, normally you hit me on a 5, 6 because you're British, and I think, oh, and then 8 because it's point blank range within 3. So you need 8s. And you're rolling all those dice because of your extra opening initial salvo.
Yes. Okay.
I see 1 9. And you got a critical.
Yep. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then roll me up a critical.
4.
That is crew hit.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, next up, my little brig is going to go next. Alright, so as my brig is moving, I'm doing a fire as she bears from that position. I'm rolling this many dice. Normally you're hit on 5s. 6s because I'm American. Down to 4 because I'm firing as she bears. Back up to 6 because I'm at within 3 inches. So let's see some 6s. Well, I got 2 6s. So that's 4 damage to your frigate, sir, and then I will complete my movement. At this point, you could also do a fire as she bears in return, if you so choose.
I so choose.
Okay, and then it's going to be half my ship, it looks like. And I end up there, and by 4 damage, I mean 8 damage because I was within 3 inches.
Yes.
So now you can do your fire as she bears. You're only going to get half my ship, but it's still a lot of dice coming at me. Normally, I'm hit on a 5, a 4 because I'm small, but back to a 5 because you're British, and then 6, 7 because of short range. So you're looking for, oh no, and then -2 for fire she bears, so you're back down to 5.
Yeah.
All of that adding and
I only have
subtracting
4 dice.
gets you to the thing. But 5s.
I hit you twice.
Yeah, but with the 2 good ones.
Yeah.
So that's 5 damage goes to 10 damage. Nice. Yep. Alright, so that is it for turn 2, Jake. It was kind of a interesting turn. There was some slight damage, and then there was some massive damage that was dealt.
Yeah.
I think this next turn is going to probably decide it all with all the point-blank shooting that's going to be going on.
Probably.
Alright, so it is your turn, sir, to roll for the wind. So if you want to go ahead and do that, we'll go into turn 3. Alright, that wind roll is nothing.
7.
Alright, so it looks like my frigate's going to be going. Alright, so I move forward 5 because I have to. I'm going to battle sails, and then I need to resolve my rudder hit. On a 1-2, I go to the left, 3-4 forward, 5-6 to the right, or starboard. 5-6, hey, that's what I wanted. Okay, I'm firing at your ship. I'm hitting on 7s. So we got 1 hit of each kind, so that's another 6 damage to your 3rd rate. And then I have to move and do my rudder again. At the end of my 2nd move, I end up there, but I got to do my rudder hit again, so same directions. So if you don't mind turning me a full 90 degrees, which will basically make me parallel with your table side. Alright, and with that damage, Jake is going with his 3rd rate.
Yeah, so back before my turn, I was gonna fire she-bears here because I won't get off any other shots in any other direction, so I might as well shoot one of my sides.
So where were you shooting that?
Backwards, right here.
Oh, you have a rear cannon with the third rate, which is
one blue,
one light, two lights, one blue, one heavy.
Yep. So I hit you because it's
Definitely
a 3.
hit. All right.
So 2 damage.
2 more damage, which actually, oh yeah, that guy took some pretty heavy damage already. All right, Jake's third rate ends up here. He's gonna fire at the Constitution.
Yep.
Let's see what you got.
So 5s go to 6s.
Because you're British.
I'm British, and that's...
No, it goes to 8s because you are within 3 inches.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. So 8s. Dang it.
I like to see those heavies and carronades miss.
First one's missed. All right. So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So that doubles to 18.
Yes.
Unless I roll a 4 up.
Back to 9.
No.
Yay.
Alright, the Constitution is there. It still looks like I'm outside of 3, but I am going to be firing at you. The victory, that is. So I'm going to be rolling this many dice. Normally you're hit on 5. 6s because you are big. 7s because I am American. 9s because I am veteran. So let's see what we can do here. So, hey, we didn't get any 0s. But we didn't get any 1s either. So we've got...
I already have half of the criticals on the map. I don't need more.
Okay, we got 6, 79, 10, 11, 12 damage. Next up, the USS Constellation is going. Alright, I'm going to be firing into the victory, not at short range. I'm going to be shooting these dice because if you remember, the Constellation has the overgun to upgrade. So, oh wait, one of those is a carronade. There we go. So I think that's right. Yeah. So normally you hit on 5, 6 because you're big, 7 because I'm American, and I think those are the only modifiers. Whoa. And we got 2 more criticals. And, oh, the 8s go away too. That's too bad. So we do 5 damage plus 2 criticals. The first critical, let's grab a couple of dice here, is 2. And then the second one is 4. So I think you already have a crew hit, so that one's ignored. And then 2, I think, is rudder. You'd think we'd memorize this by now, but 2 is a gun deck hit. So since that gun deck's already hit, you can't have the same critical more than one time on a location, so you, after all of those criticals, you don't take any effects there. Would you like to fire as she-bears?
Yes.
Okay. So you do have a gun deck hit on that side, so you're basically -2 heavy, -2 light, -2 carronades.
Yep.
So let's see, you need 5s to hit me normally, 6 because you're British, and 7, 8 because you're veterans, back down to 6 because of fire she-bears.
Yep.
That's a 9 for your carronade. So you did 4 damage?
3 damage.
3 damage. What was that one die?
7.
Oh, it was a 7, yeah. Okay, just 3 damage, okay. Alright, sorry, so I made a mistake. I forgot to do my fire she-bears to shoot at that guy as I kind of sailed between the two. So that was still a long-range shot, Jake, or not long-range, but outside of short range.
Yep.
So your 5 goes to a 6 because you're large, 7 because I'm American, and then the fire she-bears cancels both those out, so I'm back at a 5. Cool. Alright. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage and a critical. Let's see, 3, which is rudder hit. So at the start of the victory's activation, the fire kicks in and Jake would have an opportunity to roll a skill test to put out the fire. But since he had the crew hit, it's an automatic fail on that skill test, which sucks because you have so many skill test bonuses.
Yeah.
So basically you're
so
going...
So far I have gotten no bonus from the victory whatsoever.
You get, but you do get this bonus D10 damage from the fire. 9. Ooh.
Awesome.
All right, the victory is stern raking the United States. This is going to be bad.
I could probably kill you if you were at full health, though.
Probably. All right. So normally I'm hitting on a 5.
Yep.
That goes to a 6, 7 for short range, 8, 9 for being veteran, 10 for being British, and there's no negatives.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I hit you all the times.
So add all that up. You're damaged, so you have to add it up, and then triple it.
All right. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 42 damage.
Oh, you almost would have one-shot me.
What is your starting hull?
44.
Ah, so close. But
So
you're dead regardless.
she sinks beneath the waves. So long, United States. The ship, not the country. Well, since you sank my ship that was going to go next, your frigate goes next. Now the odds are better in your favor. It's only 4-3.
Yep. And it's about to get better.
We'll see. All right, and Jake's frigate ends up here. Really doesn't have a shot on my brig.
Yep.
So-
I couldn't turn tight enough to get
Yeah, with battle sails, you only get 2 45-degree turns. So, all right, I'm going to go with the brig. That's the last ship of the turn. All right, so you're you're out of arc. I can't shoot you, but you're gonna fire She Bears, and fire 2 heavy cannon,
Yep.
needing 1s to hit.
Yep. Watch these 2 criticals.
Yeah, that's about it. Any hit is gonna be a critical.
No.
Oh, now when you roll a 9 and a 10, and with that ends the turn. So on to turn. Let's see, turn 4.
Cool.
Turn 4. All right, Jake, how do you think your turn went? Or
I don't know.
our turn. I guess it's not your
killed
turn.
one of your ships, so that was good.
Yeah, well. I mean, your victory's taken a ton of damage, but it's...
Yeah, I'm about at half now.
Yeah.
I've taken 62 damage out of my 115.
Yeah,
So
crazy.
that's a lot of damage on it, but not a lot considering I'm still alive.
You're still there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll for wind direction. Let's see what we get. 7, nothing.
Dang it.
Stays the same. So we're going to go ahead and go with my frigate up there. All right, my frigate's going to fire as she bears here. I'm going to need 3s to hit because of the range and whatnot. Hey, we got 3 3s. So that is 7 more damage to that dude. That's like the second time that ship's done that same exact thing. And she's going to end up right there behind the Constitution. All right, so next up is this dude. What speed is he going, Jake?
He is going to go...
Oh, I think he can go battle or light because of the orientation.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, he'll think about it. All right, so the third rate, what's the name again?
Triumphant.
The Triumphant is going to fire She Bears somewhere back here at the Constellation. You're outside of short range, but you're inside of long range, so there's no modifier. So normally I'm going to hit on a 5, 6 because you're British, down to a 4 because of fire as She Bears, and I think that's the only other modifier.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and let's see what you get.
I hit you twice.
Oh, but they're the carronades, so that's
Yep.
pretty good.
Still
So
missed most of the time.
6 damage. And then now, Jake, go ahead and resolve your rudder hit. 1, 2 is to the left, 3, 4 forward, 5, 6 to the right. So to the left.
Dang it.
And your ship ends up here. Constitution activates next. So we're going to do, it looks like I have to do battle sails. So go ahead and move me forward 5, please, Jake, since you're on that side of the table. Okay, after my first move at battle sails, I'm going to fire at the Victory. Just at a long range. So it's going to be 5s, 6s because I'm American, 8s because I am a famous ship, I'm veteran. Back down to 6s because of long range. But back up to 7 because you're a big ship. So we'll get rid of those two. All right, Jake's activating the victory. They're still on fire victory.
Yep.
So now you need to make a skill test at the beginning of your activation to put out the fire.
Yep.
Normally your skill test is a 4, but it goes to a 3 because of one of the victory special rules. So, and because you're British, each ship gets to re-roll a skill test per game. So basically, you've got a 3-up rollable if you so choose to re-roll it. So would you like to re-roll it? All right, so
yes.
3-up. Okay, so the fire goes out before it does any more damage.
Good, because it did like a third of the damage to me.
And then you can move your ship freely. All right, so the victory ends up there after going full. You're going to fire at the Constitution.
Yep.
All right, so we'll add all your bonuses first. So we start with a 5, 6, 7 because you're veteran, 8 because you're British. That's all the pros you get.
Yep.
Oh wait, 9 because he counts as large. So we have 9 total positive. Then we're subtracting 2 for range. So that takes you back down to 7. And I think that's
2
it.
for full sail.
Oh, you're full sail. So that takes you back down to 5. So you're back at where you started after all that. And just your heavy dice and
No hits.
nothing. Okay. And Jake's little frigate here. What did you name the frigate?
I haven't.
Oh. Well, you did, but it was inappropriate for YouTube.
Oh, I could say it. Can I say it?
No.
Oh.
I don't know where a beep sound file
You
is.
don't know how to beep yet.
Jake's frigate shall fire at the Constitution. Long range, so 5s, 6s, for size, 7s because you're British, and then it goes down to
-2.
5s again.
Yep.
One
One
hit. That's 2 damage. Alright, so I'm going to fire She Bears as she's turning. That's her final position, which obviously she can't fire. But as she's turning, she would have that ship in arc. So I'm going to need 2s to hit. Here are my 2 heavy cannon. Come on, let's see some crits. Yes, 1 crit. So that's 2 damage. And the critical hit is 3, which I forget what 3 is. All right, and that 3, or no, that 3 was a rudder hit again. The worst of the critical hits.
Yep.
And with that, that's the end of turn 4, so we're going to turn 5. So, what do you think of this turn? Not too much happened. I think we're slowly repositioning, but
We're too far apart to really hurt each other.
I think you're...
I roll really poorly, apparently, at long range, so...
Yeah, but you're still definitely winning.
Yes, I'd probably say so.
Because Constitution is like 2 damage points away from having to start test. The Constellation's pretty undamaged. Well, I'd say that. You've still done 9 to her. And my other frigate's taken some pretty heavy hits too.
Yeah.
Really, the Brig's the only guy who hasn't taken any damage. And you were mocking Briggs before.
Well, he also hasn't really done anything.
Rude. Alright, so we're on to turn 5. Jake, throw me 2 dice. Let's see what the wind's doing this turn.
Go somewhere, wind.
4. Not enough.
Does 4 do anything?
Nope. It's 2s, 3s, 11s, and 12s are the only thing that matters on that chart.
Kind of a bummer.
Yep. Okay, the HMS Trumpet. What?
Trumpet? What? Why would I? Oh my gosh.
All right.
Triumphant.
Triumphant. Okay. He goes first.
Yes. I would like to fire as she bears.
Come on, say it like you're on the deck of the ship.
I would like to fire as she bears.
All right, so I'm assuming you just want to go like a 1/4 inch and then fire.
Yeah, because I want to get the rake on you.
Okay, sounds good. Well, it doesn't sound good, but. All right, you're firing at the Constellation.
Yep.
So you need 5 normally. 6 is because you're British. Goes down to 4s because you're fire as she's bearing, and I think that's the only modifiers.
Correct.
So let's see some 4s or lower.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 7.
So I got 3 hits there. Of course, it's all the heavy hitters. You got
So 3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7, and then times 2 is 14.
14 damage, nice. All right, next up, the Constellation's going to go. Let's see, what do I want to do? I'm worried about crashing into my own ships. I might just have to do a light sails. Yeah, let's do that. Can you move me 5 inches forward and give me a right turn? Alright, Constellation is going to fire at the Victory. It's concealed, long range, so I need 2s to hit you. Let's just farm some criticals. Nope. Nothing.
Can I move you there?
Alright, so the Constellation is going to move, and it's actually might collide with the Constitution. So both of these ships need to make basically an evade roll. The Constellation needs a 5-up, and the Constitution needs a 4-up. So they both evaded. As long as one of them would have evaded, they wouldn't have collided. Now, he's stopping short because he didn't have enough distance to clear the Constitution. So his activation ends there, and I'll probably just have him turn there and then move his second 5 for battle sails. So if you don't mind, Jake, move him. Let's move him to the right so that he can move his other 5 without crashing into the Constitution. All right, the Constellation is going to fire over here at your third rate, the Triumphant.
Yes,
Yeah?
That is the word.
All right, I'm going to need, what did I say, 4s? Yeah.
No.
No? I don't need 4s?
No. It's much better than that. Because you start at 5s.
Uh-huh.
6, 7s because you're veteran crew, right?
Yep.
8s because you're American.
Oh, no, he's not a veteran crew.
Oh, then 6 minus 2, so 4.
Yeah, 4s. That's what I said. So, just a little cannon's hit, but I did get a critical. So that's 2 damage. And the critical is, let's see, a 3. No, a 1. I don't know what a 1 is. Have we ever rolled a 1? Ooh, it might be.
We've rolled all of them at some point. I think it might be extra damage.
Alright, so it's not extra damage, it's a quarter deck hit, which means he needs to pass a skill test or he's going in a straight line. He's basically not doing anything to his ship, it just keeps going.
Straight line, sails, and your guns are worse.
Yeah. Alright, so that is the Constellation, so the Constitution is going to go next. And the Constitution, realizing the better part of valor, is going to be setting sail for the distant horizon.
Coward.
Well, I can't have the 2 more damage, and it starts testing to surrender.
How do you surrender?
It's skill test.
Oh.
So it's like a 50-50 chance for a veteran ship.
Okay.
All right, and then looks like your frigate goes, and then my brig. Oh, but we forgot the big boy over here.
We
Victory.
didn't forget that. You forgot it.
He forgot. All right, the Victory is firing at my frigate.
Yep. What's the name of this one? The Congress?
The Congress. That's the Congress. I
You're
know.
all
This
C's.
is the Constellation. I can't read the back of that one.
That's Congress.
That's Congress.
That's why
Okay.
I said Congress.
Perfect. So you're firing at long range. So you're starting at a 5, 6 because you are British, 7, 8 because you are a veteran. That goes back down to 6 because of range. And that's it.
Okay. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage, and then 1 critical.
Alright, let's roll up that critical.
3. I don't remember what it is.
3 is rudder hit, of course.
Excellent.
Alright, so the Victory is gone. So now your 5th rate frigate.
Yep.
Alright, Jake's frigate is going battle sails. It has a rudder hit. So let's go ahead and roll that up. So 1, 2 is to the left, the same orientation. So if you want to roll it. Alright, let's see that direction die.
Alright, here we go. 1, 2, please. 3,
Okay,
4.
straight ahead.
Okay.
And then roll again. Let's see what direction. 5
Dang
or
it.
6. Oh, you're heading right to the edge.
So he goes off the board.
Well, you just turn right now. You don't move anymore this turn.
Oh, I thought it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Alright, as the frigate's careening out of control, it'll fire as she bears at my brig.
Yeah, it turns out to be a really good shot for me, because I'm going to rake you. So, how many dice do I get? 2, 1, and 1.
Alright, so are you within 3 inches?
Yeah.
Alright, so normally 5s, 6s because you're British, back down to 5 because I'm a small target.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
So you got a carronade and a light cannon, so that's 4 damage. We add 1 to each one of those for the bow rake, so that becomes 6 damage, and 2 criticals.
Yes. So here's the first one.
Fire.
And the second one. No. Crew?
Gun deck.
Oh. You don't have guns facing forward. How does that work?
So let's just roll 1, 2, 3 left, 4, 5, 6 right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 left. Okay. And then roll me up a D3 damage for extra fire. So 6, 7, 8 total damage. Okay, last but not least, my brig goes. I'm going to move. I'll move full sails.
Okay.
So move me to see if I hit your ship. We each have to make an evasion test.
Yes.
So I stop short. Now, once I get within 1 inch of your ship, I set your ship on fire. And when that happens, you are a medium ship, so you take a D6 fire damage. Let's grab a D6. So you take 5 damage.
This is so much worse for me.
And then we need to make a collision test. I pass it on a 5 up, which I do not, and you pass yours on a 5. That's not a legendary, but you're British, you're within 20. So 4 up, but you have your rerollable if you want to spend it.
Oh, yeah. I do it.
Okay, so then I stop there for my first move since I'm going full sails. So I'm going to go ahead and turn a little bit. We'll come back when I'm done moving. And then at the end of my second move, the Victory's going to fire as she bears with her forward guns. So that's going to be normally a 5, a 4 for small target, 6, 7, 8 because you're British and veteran, and then back down to a 6 because of fire as she bears.
Here we go. 2 hits.
Okay, 4 more damage. Right, I'm going to need 5s, 2 heavy cannons at the Victory because it's just a partial shot. And we got 2 5s.
Can be.
That's 4 more damage on Her Majesty's ship Victory. Alright, that's the end of the turn. Pretty decent turn. I mean, my brig went from undamaged to almost testing. Almost sinking, actually. As soon as it sails past that Victory, it's in trouble. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, on to, I think it's turn 5 or 6, whatever. I know I'm rolling for wind. And by me testing for wind, I really mean Jake's going to be testing for wind.
Wind. 5.
No wind. It changed so many times when we played it the first few times.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like the Constellation's going to be going first. And I'm running away.
Yep, so you couldn't quite get off.
Nope.
You're
Nope.
there.
Alright, so you're going with this guy.
Yep.
So you need to make a skill test to see what happens with that quarterdeck hit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a 5 up. Oh no, a 4 up because you're within 20 of the Victory.
Yes.
And then you've got a reroll if you need it. Okay.
Alright, shooting at this guy. 5s to hit you, and then 6 because I'm British.
And that's coming from the third rate.
Yes.
Okay.
The triumphant, as some may call it.
Some may.
That is what's painted on it. Not
Is it?
literally, just figuratively.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I'd be impressed.
To paint the whole thing on. Good for you, I rolled several 9s.
Good, good.
But I hit you with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 damage, ouch. Alright, that ship it's down to 6 hull points, so it needs a break test. And it's going to be a 5 up. You ready for this?
Yep.
Nope. So basically, it will
Get that for you.
come to a. It'll move forward one more time during its activation, then it'll come to a stop, and then it will surrender. So, okay. So I guess that's activating next. So why don't you go ahead and move me forward 5 inches.
And then do your rudder.
We'll do the rudder straight ahead, so
okay.
just keep it 5 inches straight. And then she surrenders. Constitution's going to go next. Full sails. Does 15 get me off the board?
Not fully off the board.
As long as any part, we should be good.
All right, yeah, you get off the board.
Okay.
I would have so murdered you on that.
I'm sure you would have. That's why she ran off the board. And then your victory goes.
Alrighty.
All right, so the victory ends up there, within 3 inches. Oh, this doesn't look good for my poor brig. So you're going to be doing double damage.
Yes.
So how many dice? You got 4 heavy.
4 heavy,
4
4
light.
light, and 3 cannonade.
And
Carronade.
Carronades.
Not cannonade. Cannonade sounds like some
Cannonade's something else, actually. All right.
Oh no, a cannonade is a person, isn't it?
No.
No, it's a cannonade. I'm pretty sure it's a person.
We can look it up later.
An aid of
We'll ask
cannons.
Sure.
I'm gonna move this ship so I don't hit it with myself.
But I don't think anyone's going to be able to shoot at him, so he's
Yeah.
going to run away. All right. Well, let her rip.
What am I hitting you on? 5s, 6, 7s because I'm close to you, 8 because I'm British,
9, 10 because you're veteran.
because I'm veteran, and then -1 because
I'm
you're small.
All right,
So
that's it.
9s.
All 10s right here. You'll see it first, folks.
Oh.
No, just 1 10.
Thank goodness for 9. 9. Alrighty, so that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then double that, so that's 38. So 38 damage to your ship.
Let me make sure.
Oh, I might be close.
it only has okay. It only has 12 left.
Come on.
So I don't think you sink it as much as just obliterate it from the ocean. It's just a bunch of twigs now.
That made me feel better though. I guess I could also shoot you, this guy too. If
He surrendered already.
I don't care.
See,
tried
this is
to-
British. British right here.
You tried to secede from the union that is England.
Man, you're messing it up. All right, I think that's
silly game.
the end of the game. So, how do you think it went, Jake?
Well, for me, pretty well, I would say, since you ran like a coward with 2 of your ships.
Yes. My 2 named ships
Yeah, these 2 guys.
escaped. Well, one of my named ships sunk.
But those 2 survived.
Those 2 survived.
I killed everybody else.
Yep.
And I took this ship. I'll play with it in the next battle report.
I don't think so. All right.
But yeah, all right, it was fun. The victory is interesting. I don't know whether I like it or not. I feel like I'm on the fence about it, just because there's so many downsides to being a first rate. Obviously, there's a lot of upsides, given that I have so much health, and he's fearless, which is a big thing. Like, I did go under half, finally.
Yeah, but you didn't get to your break point.
Yeah, and I can't. The victory has a special rule that I pass my break point.
Yeah, you can't surrender.
Yeah.
You won't strike.
You literally have to take out every single hit,
Yeah, you have to
which
sink.
is hard. So in that respect, the victory is very good, and honestly, it's probably more of a win in general. Moving 3 inches is rough. Like, more often than not, you're probably going to be going full sail most of the time just to get your turns out of it.
That's true. But your being veteran and getting that 2+ bonus pretty much negates the full sales penalty.
Exactly. And so that's when it matters, when you're stacking against those other ships who are veteran as well, when it starts to matter. But overall, I'd say the victory is definitely very good. You're always being hit because you're a large ship, so +1. So you're going to get hit a lot, but obviously, right, your 3 ships, I think 3 of your ships hit me for 2 solid turns with everything, and that's about what this damage pretty much was.
Plus you were on fire for a couple turns.
And you burned me for, I think it was 9 the first time, and then 7 the second, something
like that.
Yeah. So, like, the damage you did total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so that's 60, 66, 72, 74 damage out of my 115 hit
Yeah.
points. So I still had a fair amount. Like, you needed to hit me at close range probably 2 more times to kill me, and that's hitting with most of your shots.
Well, my best chance to win really would have been to sink this guy and
And
that
the
guy.
little Yeah,
And
I
think
ignore
with
the
the victory.
3 ships, I think with this style of game, it might be too powerful because knowing how I would have done that, I probably now would put my ships in some sort of line with the victory going first because he can soak up all the damage and then try to protect the other two. I knew I wanted to save him and he was never going to do a ton of damage, which is why I immediately kind of went out to the side instead of going into the battle.
But he ended up doing a ton of damage.
I mean, he ended up doing very well, yeah, because that first I think that was I got a rake shot on you and did like 20 some damage.
Yeah.
And we all hit the middle and that was awesome.
That's pretty good.
But I wanted to keep him alive no matter what. And he was still fairly okay. He was at 6, 11, 15 damage out of his 36. So, right, he took damage, but he was still okay.
He's still good.
Yeah.
So I think next game we'll introduce some more of the advanced rules like musket fire, like ships getting degrading when they take damage once they hit half
I think we
damage.
definitely need to do that just so the victory doesn't... Because right now, how we're playing, I think it's too powerful. Because, like, I'm still firing at full power.
Yeah, but so is everybody else next to you. I don't think it mattered here, but I think...
it feels very strong. But on the plus side, even though you failed it twice, your Constitution...
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that halves damage?
Yep.
The one I killed, right?
No, that was the United States.
Oh, yeah. So the Constitution is awesome, though. Like, the fact that you can roll to half damage is awesome.
But it only worked once for me, so...
It's true, yeah. But, like, if the victory hits you with a full salvo, which was, like, 40-ish damage, what I was doing to those other ships, and cutting that in half, that's a pretty amazing ability to have. If I were the Americans, I'd probably play with the Constitution most of the time. And it's got a lot of firepower.
Most of the time, with famous ships like this, you have to have your opponent's permission to do it.
Yeah.
But we play friendly here. So, yep, I think frigates against Ship of the Lines, as per history, is just not a good idea. So
Yeah.
we'll see. It's a good thing I have a French first rate to bring against the victory next time.
Yeah, and the Triumphant did really well as well. I think it did as... Well, if you discount like the 40 over damage that the victory did, I think it did probably as much as the victory did.
I don't know, the victory annihilated the United States. With
Yeah,
the
but the United
States
States was half dead already because the frigate pulled up in front of that, and then the victory pulled up behind it.
Yeah.
So he was only overkilling at that point. But I think my third rate did really well as opposed to last time where he did absolutely nothing.
So I think now we've played several games, 4 or 5, and we've had the rules for a while. We've painted up the ships. What's your opinion on the game system?
The system, I like it. It is, just to move, it is fiddly, especially since you and I did all of the rigging, so we know how fragile these ships are. So that's the only thing I don't like about the game, is just how fragile it is in general. And like getting other ships, like being tangled is a rule in the game, but it's also a rule in real life, and they do actually get tangled really easily if they're close. And it can just be very fiddly. We are getting bases for our ships.
Yeah.
So I think that'll help a lot. Because I just don't like touching my ships at all. Because actually you can see I painted my victory and then I did all the rigging. And I actually have taken paint damage, from when I was like super gluing and stuff. Because there would be like the tiniest bit on my finger and I was touching the cannons and stuff.
Yep.
And so I have to go back and touch up the victory now. But yeah, the models are challenging to build. So they're challenging to move on the table as well.
And I think any Age of Sail rules are going to have fiddly rules like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, besides the metal ones, the plastic ones, once you rig them, they're actually more secure.
The plastic ones are awesome, yeah. So these are plastic, and I feel really good about these. And this is metal, and I just hate moving him. Like, all around, this was a way worse model to build compared to its plastic counterpart.
Yeah, the plastic's always going to be better. But
Yeah.
overall, though, once you build it is an awesome
It does
looking
look
chip.
awesome, yeah. It's just seeing all the rows of cannons is very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, game wise, like mechanic wise, I don't know. I think everything is pretty good. It can just be really swingy when you get criticals.
Yep.
And totally flinging you out of the way. Like, I think that's where luck plays a huge part. Because if you go the other direction, you might just be screwed.
I think rudder hit is a little too powerful.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too.
If it wasn't that full arc over, I think it wouldn't be as bad. Like, if you halved maybe the degrees in it or something like that.
Or like the quarterdeck hit where you do a skill test first, and
Yeah.
if you fail it, then the rudder goes out of control, but you get some kind of chance to control the direction your ship's going.
Yeah, because typically between the both of us, we like rudder hit more than any other. Like, fire is obviously good. It's a D10, so it's random, right? but I would rather control your ship and have you not shoot for a turn because you went so far out of the way instead of being on fire.
Yeah, I mean, a bad roll could put you out of the game or out of
exactly.
Out of
and
the
we
game for
were
half of
playing
it.
with any islands or anything.
Yeah.
So like in our first game, we saw your brig slam into the pier and automatically die.
Yeah, he killed him. So
Just
that was
took
one
so
we
much
didn't film,
damage.
sadly.
Yeah,
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and so, right, like, that's just what we found out is, like, we are both fishing for that rudder. And while the others can be detrimental at some points, nothing is as bad as the rudder, typically.
Yeah. All right, well, in my opinion of the game, I really like it. I've played several sailing game rule sets.
Yeah.
All the way back from Wooden Ships and Iron Men to kind of I call it the forebearer of Black Seas, which is Trafalgar, the Games Workshop historical. But I like this one best. I think it's a good approximation of realism versus playability, so you can get a game done pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This was another Black Seas game. Jake has another thought.
I also do have one more thought. Like, if I were to game this, so I instantly think of, like, the tournament way, or, like, what would be the strongest, I have a feeling, and we've painted up, both of us have painted up a lot more third rates recently, but I have a feeling taking several third rates is a really good list. Like, I kind of want to try next game just to see what happens and see if it is good, but taking 3 third rates and then giving them upgrades.
Well,
just to see what happens.
At the Battle of Trafalgar, there were 24 third rates to every first rate.
Because that's one thing that we were talking about before the battle, and trying to match our list so one wouldn't dominate over the other, was you got rid of a brig because a brig is 80 points. And brigs really don't do anything to ships like this.
Yeah.
And they typically can die in one salvo, like we saw.
Well, no, that took 2.
Well, that is true, but if the victory had shot you first, it would have been 1.
Yeah.
Right, and even if he would shoot you, right, it would probably be 1 as well. So that's what the bigger ships are the better ships. Now, in a tournament, you'd probably have scenarios that change, and it'd probably be like speed is helpful, in which case it might be nice to have a brig. But even then, right, you're still going 4 inches, and a brig can only go 5, so it's going 3 inches faster at full sails than a third rate is. I would give up the 3 inches just to have more firepower.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. And some of the scenarios are like you're chasing merchantmen and stuff like that. So you would want to have some component of your list that was faster.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are other models. There are sloops, which are even smaller than brigs, but we didn't get any of those yet.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of this battle we ignored pretty much grappling with each other too.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could have, whenever we were within 3 inches, we could have done a grappling test to try to board, but
I'd rather shoot you.
we weren't, not very many ships were at that close a range, really.
Yeah.
It seemed like we were all hunkered up in here, but we were really 4 inches, 5 inches away from each other for most of it.
Yeah, it was like twice, and it was when my victory was within 3 inches of you. I'd just rather shoot you because I'm doing double the damage with all those cannons.
Yep, if you can.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go, guys. It's another game of Black Seas. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let us know down in the comments below.
Please do.
Please do throw us a like and subscribe. That always helps the channel. Click that bell to receive notification when we publish new content.
If you have any other list building ideas, leave them in the comments as well, because we don't really know too much still.
No. All right, well, there you go, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and keep on wargaming.